Creativity is a weird thing for me. In a sense, it's the foundation of what I do, but I don't feel like I have any control over it. Sometimes I don't even understand it. Whether you call yourself an artist or not, you've had moments of creative inspiration. It can arrive like a freak storm that just emerges out of nowhere. And then, as quick as it came, it disappears. And then you're like, did I just imagine that just now? Or how can I make that come back? The truth is, creative energy is a totally mysterious, elusive force in this universe. We should be studying it like we study crazy things like subatomic particles or nanotechnology. So where does it come from? I guess I'm supposed to know, but I don't. Sometimes I'm chasing inspiration and absolutely nothing happens. Then, when I'm not even paying attention, little flickers might flash for a second, but not long enough to get hold of it. Like old memories that are so faint, they're almost gone. And then there are times when I let go of all attachments and fully surrender. Moments when I fall in love, and creativity showers down like a flood from the sky. This is the story of one of those times. A while back, it was time to start working on my fourth album. I flew out to LA for 10 days to spend time with 3 insanely talented writers. We're staying in this beautiful house with a view of the ocean. I have the most incredible bedroom that I could ever sleep in. And there's an amazing studio with every instrument I could ask for. The stage was set. If you wanted the conditions for creativity, this was it. But when it came time to write, I felt completely trapped. Actually, I felt panicked. Like I didn't know how to write a single word. I didn't know what I wanted to write about, or even how I wanted it to sound. The problem was, I was putting too much expectation on the creative process. The pressure was so intense that I wasn't allowing anything to come out, let alone something good. So I decided to do something a little bit drastic. I said, guys, I'm really sorry. I've got to take some time off. And I left LA. I left that gorgeous house and I decided to spend some time just reconnecting. I spent a lot of time at home with my family. I spent time in London with my girlfriend. And I just passed the hours kind of meditating and thinking about life. I needed to get quiet for a while and just listen. You know that experience where you discover a new author or artist you love and you systematically research every single thing about them? Like you come across an interview with someone and suddenly you're like all over their TED Talk, all over their Wikipedia page, on their audiobook, on their Instagram page. And before long, you know every random fact about Harry Styles or like the little brother in Modern Family. I don't know, but it's like a knowledge rabbit hole. 6 hours have gone by, you're completely inspired by Bob Dylan, and you happen to know that his hometown was Hibbing, Minnesota. So during my time off, I went for a tour into one of those amazing rabbit holes. I was in London visiting my girlfriend, and a friend of mine recommends a masterclass on the Calm app. It was called Creative Living Beyond Fear by the author Elizabeth Gilbert. Elizabeth also did a TED Talk about creativity, and she has this amazing book about it called Big Magic. There was this one part in her talk that almost felt like it reached out and slapped me in the face. Like, in a good way. In ancient Rome and Greece, people believed that genius was not a quality that resided in a human being. Genius was kind of like a distant spirit that would visit a human being. So when someone created an incredible work of art, like a beautiful painting, people would say, that person has a genius living in their walls. The Greeks had a cool word for these spirits. They called them daemons. From that perspective, whether or not we're doing something creatively profound isn't within our control. It's up to the spirits. It's just a daemon passing through us, and we are a conduit. If we create something breathtaking, there must have been something gnarly in those walls. If we create something terrible, hey, no worries. It's just a daemon with a good sense of humor. I don't take this idea too literally, but it kind of lightens up the pressure. An afternoon in the studio is not a judgment on who I am as a person or an artist. Creativity is not something I'm responsible for. It's something that passes through me and passes through us all. What I've learned is you can't force creativity. You facilitate it, almost like you witness it. The Eiffel Tower doesn't decide when lightning strikes. It's up to the lightning. And to allow that to happen, it's not about pressure or control. I just need to show up and let go the best I can. Release the attachment of anything great happening, or anything happening at all. But whatever does happen, it's exactly what's meant to happen in that moment. So after taking that time off, I was feeling much more grounded. I got to a place where I felt like, you know what? This is going to be what it's going to be. It was time to return to the studio. So I flew to New York to the same exact studio where I recorded my second album. It was the first time back there in 3 years. I was so excited to be back, and I found this kind of nostalgic mood when I walked in. Every day when I came into the studio, I would show up, meditate, and let go. I'd be like, look, I'm here. If there's a genius in these walls, let's write some songs. If not, all good, we can just hang out and drink some coffee. My first day back in the studio, there was no genius in the walls, and that was okay. Then, the second day, I slipped into this beautiful groove, when it wasn't so heavy and important, when it was coming from a place of fun and love. I had 3 crazy days of creativity, and I ended up writing 2 of my favorite songs that I've ever written, Teach Me How to Love and Dream. It was a magical learning moment for me. I'm getting better with this whole letting go thing. I can start to feel when my ego's creeping in. It's saying, this needs to be a hit. This needs to be a big song. This melody isn't good enough. And when I hear that voice, I go, okay, we're going to go for a walk out of this room, and we're not coming back until I want to write songs, because I really just like writing songs. You have to show up and let go. Be open and be in love. And when I am, that's when my favorite type of art comes out of it. That's when you create something that reflects who you truly are. Not who you think you should be, but who you are. Thanks for joining me on this one. This is Shawn, and I'm sending those creative spirits your way.